There's this saying, find the tree before you climb it. I love this saying. It's something that I learned in my teenage years as an army cadet, and it helped me with navigation. So if you imagine a map or you think about a map, you'll see on it that it has these faint lines that run up and down and across the page. They're called grid lines, and every grid line has a number. So when you're trying to pinpoint a location, what you need to do is you need to find the number along the bottom, find the number up the side, and where those two numbers meet, if you draw a line, that's the location. So you've got to quote the right number on the bottom and the top in order to get to the right spot. And if you quote the number on the side first, meaning you climb the tree first before you find the tree, then you've got the numbers around the wrong way and you're pinpointing a completely different location than the one you're meaning. And this is also relevant for our lives when it comes to our mental health and well-being. If we want to improve, if we want to develop, if we want to problem solve a particular challenge, then we need to know location, where we're starting from and where we're going to. And I get that that's pretty obvious, but often we get these two things muddled up. So in other words, we don't start at the right spot, and then as a result of not starting at the right spot, we don't end up in the right endpoint. So what is the right starting spot? How do we know where to start? The answer is always the same, regardless of where you want to go to. And the answer is right here with you. So yourself, this is your starting point. Okay? You start with you and you think about who you are, then you love who you are. And through the combination of those two things, you then get clarity around what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and where it is you want to go. But it's not always that easy. We can get distorted ideas about where we're at right now. And so what happens is rather than being here, we're actually here. We've got this idea that this is who we are, this is where we're at, this is what we want. And because we're actually here and not there, when we take off and go on our journey, we're never going to get to the right place. So starting with ourselves always needs to happen, but it also needs to be done with honesty. So really looking into who am I, where am I at right now, with full honesty, and what it is that I truly want. And if we get those things right, we then have this amazing blueprint that makes the questions so much easier to answer because we know what we want, because we know who we are. We know what we need because we know who we are. And we're prepared to go and get what we want and what we need because we love who we are. So it all comes back to you. And I call it inner mastery or knowing your blueprint. That's your starting point. So if you're finding you're taking these journeys and you're not getting where you're wanting to go, it could well be because you're not starting in the right spot. This is where you start with you. So find your tree before you climb it. Find you before you head off on your journey.